Good morning. So this morning I slept in a little bit. It's Saturday morning, and I came out to take the dogs on a walk. Saturday really feels for me like a day off, that I really let myself have a day off. Kind of. I put in a load of laundry this morning. I'm still doing things that are like maintenance, and I'm thinking about what I can cook today to kind of make it a special day when I get home. There's a nice tree here. I'll sit under the tree. It's already hot. Actually, I'm going to keep going because I want to get to that cave. There's a cave for some reason. I'm just being drawn to it this morning. I'm in Nakhramud, but I'm doing a hike that I usually go to the other side. And this side's a little bit more in the sun. But for some reason this morning I was drawn to do this hike. And it's kind of cloudy. We're already at the end of, is it the 26th of August? So we're getting close to the end of summer. It already feels a little bit cooler than the last couple of months. The last couple of months have just been a doozy. Yesterday was a really good day. We went, my twin and I, we went to the Mediterranean in Haifa and went diving. But there was too many waves. It was already in the afternoon. We picked up his son and then we went diving at one of the local beaches there. But there were jagged rocks and I cut the bottom of my feet in a couple of places. The diving part was really fun, but because there were waves, then I couldn't really do it. I dug for 2 beeps. I found like tin cans, and then I had to get out because it was just, I could see that I was just being jolted around under there. I couldn't stay in one place, even with the weights. And this morning I'm just kind of feeling flat. I wasn't even really expecting to make a video because of the way I was feeling this morning, and not in a, just kind of flat, not just kind of being mode, not upset, not over happy, just kind of flat, just kind of easy. And I feel like over the last year, I've been feeling like I need to be doing something. I need to be doing something. Okay, so I'm finding all of this. I'm having this spiritual awakening and I'm rising and I need to somehow bring it out into play, and I have to do something with it, but I don't know what to do with it. And all these realizations with the Messiah and all of that. It's like, okay, now what do I do? And then the what do I do causes pressure in itself. It's just like, wait a minute, I start feeling like I don't need to do anything. All I really want to do is like my own internal work, become in a place of ease in myself. And then I realize that is what I need to be doing. And there is no doing in it. There's just being in it. And I've said this before, but in this morning, it's coming into like a more solid inner understanding that there really is nothing to be doing. And as long as I don't have myself completely, figured out, and I mean also in the 3D world, always I'm flying up in these higher planes, and oh wow, it's so spiritual, but really the grand scheme of it is this life experience, and this life experience happens here. And so it's like finding a balance in between the two realms, the higher realm, being able to live that true, as well as living true in this plane. And living true in this plane would also mean, having myself, I can still see the places that I don't have worked out in myself. So, how can I start thinking, okay, I need to go out and save the world and bring this out, blah, 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 when in myself I'm still not in a comfortable place in my 3D being. I'm still not making a good enough living. I'm still struggling with that. And and some of my relationships, and yeah, there's still things in this plane that I need to work out. See, there's that cave that I'm going to, and the trail is right over there. So I'm going to be hiking up to it. I just feel like I was drawn to there this morning, and I don't know why. I'm not even going to try to figure it out. I'm just going to go. It just feels right to me. I'm just following what feels right. And so I'm just kind of feeling like letting go of everything. What will be, will be. No pressure. Take the pressure off. So this morning I feel like getting up and going out on a hike. So I get up and I go out on a hike. And I'm not saying that's what I'm going to do every day, but today's Saturday, so I'm allowing myself. And if coming into the true spirituality is also making it on this plane, not running away from this plane. So making a living, that is something that I still feel like I don't have worked out. And sometimes I'm going to take my own advice. Fake it till you make it. Do something that looks like, I'm always waiting for this aha moment. Something's going to come down and I'm going to know exactly what to do. All these mantras, keep moving. But sometimes it's just put your nose to the grindstone. And there's projects that I'm working on. Get the book out. Get the book out. I just read a comment from somebody that comments on my videos that we've been writing back and forth. And I think that we're pretty close to going through the same things at the same time. A lot of the things that she writes I resonate with, and a lot of things that I write she resonates with. So, and she also said, go for the book. And I'm taking it as a sign. I'm taking it as a sign. If that is, and regardless, that's my God's work. If I sat down and wrote down that whole experience, that's my God's work. If I have a talent to be able to put things into words, or to be able to follow threads in my mind and figure them out, then, and I already have it written out, what's the holdup? It's always like I have to have this, I have to have it perfectionized. Like, I need to write the foreword. That's all I really need to write. And I can sit down now and write the foreword. I can sit down right now. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I can trust that whatever comes out is what it needs to be. And it doesn't have to go by any kind of guidelines. It's not like my life goes by any guidelines anyway, right? It doesn't have to be all proper. In fact, some of the books that I like the most, like As a Man Thinketh, it was written back in the 1800s, I think, or in the very beginning of the 1900s. And it doesn't go by any guidelines. It goes by part 1, part 2, part 3. I mean, it makes sense, just like my book makes sense in how it's set up. But it doesn't go by any proper guidelines. I think nowadays anymore, things are going away from proper guidelines. People are sick of everything being the same and everything being, it doesn't have to be. It's self-published. What's important is the information. I do want to put some drawings in there because I feel like energetically in drawings, you can pass more information, like energetic information, more than you can in words sometimes. Like if you can put your energy of what something feels like. You can do it in words too, but it's really easy in drawings. And my twin told me also, he's the one that told me to put some drawings in there, and then I also get out some of my artwork with it. And I'm learning that what he says is to take his advice. Seems like he gives me good advice, like really good sound advice, and that's what he does for life. He's a guide to life. And I procrastinate around it, and then like 2 or 3 months later, I take his advice and do it, and it just works like magic, like that. But it takes me like a couple of months to actually apply it into my life for some reason. So I feel like I should just, knowing that and seeing those patterns, and regardless if it's a placebo, it could be a sugar pill. Who cares? If I believe it to be true, it'll be true for me, right? So what's the difference? Whatever I believe to be true is true. And this morning I woke up as soon as I opened my eyes. I had like this it was like a spiral inward, spiral outward kind of aha moment. I opened up my eyes and I realized that I was in the middle of this spiral in, spiral out. The spiral, it's when curiosity gives you like a question. And awareness is what instigates curiosity, right? When you're aware of your surroundings and you're awake, you notice things, and then you get curious about them. And then if you grab a hold of them, it's like grabbing a hold of a shirt tail. If you grab a hold of it, it'll take you to its source. And you can do this inward and you can do this outward. So I was thinking there was something inward that I wanted to solve. You see, you wake up from a dream. It's kind of like you're in this dream. So I don't remember exactly what it was. It was something inward that I wanted to solve. And I realized that if you have this inward feeling or thought, if you grab a hold, even if like at the very, very end thread of it, it goes inward in the spiral and it'll take you to its source. It'll take you exactly to what is making that feeling. And then I could also see how much subconscious work we do while we're sleeping. How we're processing the day, and we go inwards into all of these little nooks and crannies in our minds, if we're willing, because it's just like what we're willing to do when we're awake is the same as we're willing to do when we're asleep. If we're used to fighting against and not taking responsibility and not being willing to see our own faults or see our own places that we are causing our own reality, when we're in our waking hours, we're not going to see it in our sleeping hours either, because it's a mindset. But that was a really good aha moment. And last night, in the middle of the night, I woke up. Something's crawling up the side of the cave over there. In a minute, I'm going to turn around and show you the cave. In the middle of the night at 2, it's so strange, because at 2:05 or something like that, I woke up and I felt like I needed to check my phone. And my girlfriend from Jerusalem that I had gone to visit her the week before, that her mother was in the hospital, she wrote to me that her mother passed last night. She wrote to me like at 5 to 2, and like 10 minutes later I woke up and checked my phone. And so I'm expecting to go to Jerusalem sometime this week. I'm going to go, and in Israel you sit Shiva, you sit 7 days, like it's 7 days of mourning. So I'm going to find out when the funeral is. I don't know if I'm going to go for the funeral, because I do want to go for a couple of days and be able to spend their time. Maybe I will go for the funeral. I imagine the funeral will be tonight. In Israel, or by Judaism, you bury, when somebody dies, you bury them. A lot of times it'll be as soon as you can organize it. Sometimes it'll be in the same day. Usually it's as quickly as possible, unless there's somebody that has to come from, overseas or something. They'll usually either do it the same day or the next morning. You don't wait with it. Look, I found a working lighter. And I found this over here. Look at this. I like this. It's like a piece of wood, all gnarly. I think I'm going to take that. It's really light. Maybe do something with it. Anyway, I'm going to turn this around and show you the cave. So it's a massive cave. They found, see how little Lola is over there? They found remnants of caveman in this cave. So just to sum up, I don't know if I summed up what I was saying in the beginning, is that I kind of feel like that there is no work for me to do. All there is for me to do, because all I really want to do is, I want to have a comfortable life and be able to uh, go metal detecting. And now my big metal detector that I had, it's not working, and so I got the metal detecting bug again. I had it when I was young. I got arrested twice with a metal detector in Israel. And that kind of turned me off the last time I got arrested. They also confiscated my metal detectors twice. So and I had a whole court date and everything. And I got off really easy. But in any case, it kind of turned me off of metal detecting. But now there's actually a map that you can go on, and you can see what is considered antiquities and what isn't, so that there's so much area and so much space in Israel that you can go metal detecting. You just have to follow that map. And so now it's like all of a sudden the floodgates open. I want to go metal detecting. It's my adventure side. I have this like total adventurous side that I just want to be out on an adventure. And it's like metal detecting is like um, it's like searching for lost treasure, or it's like it's that's what it is. It's like searching for lost treasure. I love it. I could go metal detecting for hours and hours and hours at a time. I could go on metal detecting trips. Like I could go for days camping off somewhere. So I got that bug back. But my metal detector, my big metal detector, isn't working now, so I need to figure out what's wrong with it. So all I have is the little water one. Um, but I can already feel like what I really want is to get myself a really good one with discrimination, all sorts of discriminations, um, and that you can actually set it to where it won't pick up all of the tin cans and things like that. You can set it. They have settings that are set for just gold, silver, bronze. Like you can set it at different levels. The last metal detector that the Reshut Atikot, that the government took from me, the Antiquities Department took for me, was a really good one with really good discrimination. That was like the best one I ever had. I brought it with me back from the States before I came back to Israel. I brought it with me. I was arrested with a metal detector about 10 years ago, the last time. So, but it feels like it was a lifetime ago. And it feels like now with my twin, like I have a partner that also likes doing things like that. And he was telling me there's like this really, really like the best metal detector that you can get. Well, probably not the best, but pretty close, that has really good discrimination. You can also dive with it. So it'll only pick up on the good metals and things like that. And it costs like 8,000 shekels. So 8,000 shekels divided by 3.5, that's how many dollars it is. So I don't know how many dollars it is, but it's pretty expensive. So I just I feel like I really just want to get to a point, to a place of ease within myself. How am I going to go out and do all this? And this is coming back to my first point. Go out and do all the spiritual work and spread the word, which we all have what to say, and we all have wisdom, and we can all teach, and we can always all do good deeds. But if we're not leading by an example, then our words are far less powerful. And I feel like that my work now is not to focus on depleting myself by giving, 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 giving only outwardly. Not that I don't mean to give, I feel like I give by nature, and these videos I feel like I'm doing are, they're not only giving, but they're getting too. I feel like I'm doing it because it's my God's work. I feel like I'm doing it. It's almost like I'm doing it for myself. It's my therapy also. I've said it over and over and over again, but it's my therapy. and I talk things out, and that's how first of all, that's how I get my expression out into the world, because it's like having a cup that is constantly overflowing, and if you closing it off on the top, it's constant pressure. So if you just allow it to flow over, then you're allowing it to do what it does. And that's kind of how I feel with making these videos, is that it's allowing myself to be in full expression, which releases me and also allows me through it, also through the channeling, to know what I know, to understand what I understand, and to express it. And it helps me understand it. And I feel like if I'm not at a place where I am taking care of my own self and my own body, this experience is not only a spiritual experience, but it's also, you know, and the spiritual experience is also part of it. It can't be without the spiritual experience, because this is the only place that your spirit gets expression. I mean, if you're just in, it's just like matter. It's just like your body is made of matter. So if your body goes back into, it was like what I was talking about with the marijuana the other day. If your body goes back into the earth, and it's there, it exists, but it has no expression. It doesn't have on its own a way to express itself. So we have a very unique opportunity of taking all this mass and having what to express and being able to express it is unique. I mean, the plants, if you see, they have some expression. They have expression in the way, in their form, but they can't come and say, it's like the marijuana plant, it can't come and say, hey, come and smoke me. It can't. It doesn't have expression until it gets expression through our being. We're one of the lucky ones, one of the lucky beings, that we have a way of expressing ourselves. We have a mouthpiece, and we can do things. That's also our expression. We can do things. We can make cakes. We can draw. We can write. We can do things. Writing is taking your expression and putting it in, and freezing it in place. When you just talk, okay, the expression gets out and you express yourself. With a video, it's also kind of like freezing it in place, because now I'm taking whatever I'm expressing at this moment and I'm making it timeless, because somebody can come in 10 years from now and see what I did now. So I'm kind of like putting whatever my thoughts are in stone almost. But I was thinking that I can't lead others without being able to be an example of it. I can maybe the example is showing the process of this spiritual awakening, but at the same time, I'm not there yet. I'm not at a place where, well, we're always where we're at. We're always there. But in the way that I mean is that I think that the place that I am at is that my self-work right now is what's most important. I don't need to be out trying to, you know, uh, tell other people, or nobody needs to tell other people. You can give advice, so you can say what you think, and other people can take it or leave it. But I don't need to be doing anything outwardly, taking care of other people's issues. Right now, I need to be doing my own self work and bringing my own self work and my own self to a place that I want to be, and taking care of my own responsibilities and getting into a place where I can fully take care of this meat being before. And I think that that's part of the spiritual awakening, is that you just bring it all right back down to yourself in the end. The highest spiritual level is being able to master this life, your own life. And once you master your own life, it's just a consequence of that is helping others, because you're leading by example. Others can see how it's done. And it's all in a place of ease. There is no forcing. There is no trying. There is no, hey, look at me, I'm doing it. Or there's none of that in it. it's all just a state of bringing yourself back to yourself and just learning how to be. There's no push or pull in any direction. It's like bringing yourself into a place of standing still within yourself. Um, so on the twin flame journey, it also feels like that is a place that is completely relaxing in me. I can see my twin as more of a human now. Up till now, it was like my mind was buzzing from the spiritual connection because we connected on so many different levels. All of a sudden, it wakes up all of these different realms in you into awareness because you're meeting somebody that meets you in all of these different realms simultaneously and in such synchronicity and perfection that you completely wake up in all these different realms, and then it's like shocking. You go into shock. And because we have somehow managed, thankfully, I feel completely blessed, somehow managed to stay in touch and to stay in contact, because I see so many twins that they meet their twin and then one of them just completely shuts off, or when one of them is coming towards, the other one shuts off, and then when the one that's chasing shuts down, the other one starts chasing, and then that one shuts down. It's like this, because the connection is so intense and you have to face yourself. It's like it becomes too intense with yourself that sometimes you feel like, oh, this is just too gnarly. I want out. I want to run away. And I feel like him and I have somehow been able to, maybe it's because we haven't had a romantic relationship, or because I couldn't imagine holding this energy with a romantic relationship. It would just be all over the place. It would be way too far in. There would be too much contrast. It would be too much, too sticky, like the all in full emotion to be thrown all the way out. It would be like extreme. So I'm grateful for the way that it has worked out and the way that it is working out, and where we are at. I feel like we're completely blessed and graced, and I attribute a lot of it to him, to holding the energy. And he's also told me, he said to me on a few different occasions once he said, if I don't hold, then who's going to hold it? Um, And I see what he means, because he's strong enough to hold that energy. That's why I keep on saying I feel like he knew me, even in the physical plane, way longer than I've known him. And or that he's said, there was another thing that I was going to say that he said, that I know that he knows that he is doing this with intention. Well, I know he's doing it with intention anyway. So I kind of feel like the only work that I have to do, and it's not even really work, it's just learning how to be and taking care of my own self and doing what needs to be done, getting up in the morning and getting into the flow and just doing what needs to be done, keeping in motion. It just feels like it came to a new level. I'm at a new level now of of bringing the focus back to me, along with holding everything else up in balance. So I know that when I'm not with my twin, I miss him. I miss him, like it. His energy calms me, and it's not in a way of like, but just knowing that he's there, or even just having his energy next to me, it brings me into a place of balance. Maybe because of the feminine masculine energy. And he just wrote me something. He sent me a reel right when I'm saying that. It's amazing how those things work out like that. So, bringing the energy back to me, bringing the focus back onto me, and just being. not having to do anything, not having to force anything. It's like till now, it's like, what do I need to do? I'm having these massive realizations. I need to go and teach. I need to do this, force something. I'm realizing that that's not it at all. I need to take those things and apply them into my life with ease. And so work my own self out completely. And then wherever I need to be will flow naturally. I'll get into a natural place of being. So I'm going to go ahead and end this here, and I'm going to enjoy myself here. I'm just going to kind of be, if there's something really interesting that I feel like that's bubbling up, like I have to share, I'll come back. But for now, I just kind of want to be. And so thank you for watching. This was fun.